Do not buy a home in Edmonton, Alberta until you watch this video, because today we are going to be talking about the 7 common mistakes that buyers make when they purchase a home here in Edmonton and how you can avoid them to make a seamless real estate transaction. Hey guys, my name is Brian Garside. I'm a real estate agent with eXp Realty here in Edmonton, and I get calls from people every single day who are looking to buy their first home, their next home, or their dream home. If any of these sound like you, I want you to reach out to me. I'm going to put my information here on the screen so you can get in touch and we can figure out what we need to do to get you into your next home. If you're interested in knowing everything there is to know about living in Edmonton, Alberta, then subscribe to the channel. We put out multiple videos a week talking about everything you need to know about living here in Edmonton. We're going to talk about pros and cons. We're going to talk about what kind of houses you can get in different price points. We're going to talk about the best places to live. We're going to talk about everything. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel and like this video so that other people can find this content. The number one mistake that you need to avoid when buying a house here in Edmonton is not getting pre-approved before you start shopping for a house. A pre-approval is a great way to tell you how much home you can comfortably afford based on your income, your debts, and your payments. You wouldn't shop for anything else without knowing how much you can comfortably afford. So why would you do that with the most expensive purchase that most people make in their lifetimes? Now, you can go to your preferred bank and get them to pre-approve you for a rate, but they're not able to offer you any products but their own, which doesn't offer a very competitive rate. I've also had so many clients who have chosen to go with their bank for their mortgage and were dissatisfied at the end of the transaction because of the level of communication and service that they received from that bank. As a real estate agent here in Edmonton, I'm able to network with some of the best mortgage lenders in the industry who are able to shop around at all the different lenders and be able to shop around at all their different rates and products and get you the best rate and the best product for your home buying needs. In addition, these mortgage lenders have some of the best communication and the best customer service that I've been able to find in the industry. When you get pre-approved for a mortgage, you're able to lock in that rate for up to 120 days. Rates are going up right now due to the inflation that we're having in 2022. If you're able to get this mortgage rate locked in for the next 120 days, if that mortgage rate goes up, you still get that locked in rate. If it goes down, you still get the lower rate of the two. So there's no harm in getting a pre-approval done by some of our mortgage specialists. If you're in the very beginning stages of thinking about purchasing a home here in Edmonton, I want you to reach out so that we can set you up with our preferred lenders who are able to get you the best rates and the best products. Mistake number 2 that you need to avoid when buying a home here in Edmonton is not accounting for any other costs that can come up during or after the home buying process. As a real estate agent, when you purchase a home, my services to you are free, but there are other costs that come up during the transaction. You're going to have legal and lawyer fees. You're going to want to get a home inspection. And then other things that happen after closing of the house, such as any repairs that may need to be made on the house. You don't want to spend your entire budget on purchasing the home and then have no money left over to do any renovations or any urgent fixes that may come up after you close on the home. So that second mistake that you want to avoid when purchasing a home is to not account for any other costs that come up during the process. And that leads me to the third common mistake that home buyers make when they're purchasing a home here in Edmonton, and that is not getting a property inspection. Now, a lot of people try to skip this step, whether it's to save a little bit on the expense, or they think it'll make a more attractive offer to the sellers if they waive the property inspection condition. This is something that I actively discourage my clients from doing. Why is that? Well, a property inspector is able to come into a home and tell you any underlying issues that may be happening with this house. As home buyers, we walk into these showings and we get emotional and we get attached to these homes. A property inspector is able to come in with an unbiased and a trained eye to tell you any issues that you might have with this home down the road. Now, a lot of people are trying to skip these property inspections, especially in this hot market, where they think if they waive that condition that they'll have a better chance of getting this home. And a lot of people just think that that expense is unnecessary. But again, as a real estate agent, I'm able to network with some of the best property inspectors here in the city, and I can assure you that their services are well worth the cost and can save you thousands in the long run by not having to deal with some of these issues that might come up in the property inspection. Now, getting right into mistake number 4 that you want to avoid when purchasing a home here in Edmonton, and that's not sitting down to figure out what you want and what you need from the home that you're going to buy. I've got a lot of personal experience with this one. My wife and I bought a house several years ago before I even dreamt about being a real estate agent. We rushed into the decision. We didn't have it figured out of what we wanted to have in a home. We ended up finding a new home that had nice finishings. It was brand new. We were going to be the first owners. What we didn't take into account is that we had 2 kids with a third soon on the way. We didn't have the space in the house that we needed. We didn't have the yard space that we would have liked to see in a house. If we had sat down and figured this out beforehand, we would have had a better game plan and known what we needed in a house before we outgrew it in just a few years. Now, you're going to want to sit down with your spouse, with your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whoever you're purchasing a house with. Maybe it's just you. Sit down and figure out what it is that you need and what you want so that you can accommodate your lifestyle in this home that's going to be with you for years to come. Now, mistake number 5 to avoid when purchasing a home here in Edmonton is waiting for the perfect home. Now, since you figured out your wants and your needs for what you want in a home, you probably have a picture in your mind of what the perfect home would look like. You might even have a Pinterest board with hundreds or thousands of pictures that show you exactly what you want in a home. But if you sit around waiting for this perfect home to come on the market, you might miss your opportunity or be waiting for a long time for this home to come on the market. It might even be out of your price range, and it's dangerous to fall in love with something that's out of your price range and makes it uncomfortable on your budget. It's better to get into a house that has potential, that has a lot of those things that you want or need, and be able to make that into something that you love over the years. At the end of the day, the fact of the matter is that everybody has different styles and preferences when it comes to real estate, and it's not going to cater to your exact needs and wants. So you're going to want to find something that has the potential that you can see yourself living in and that has most of those needs, maybe not all of the wants, but that you can make into your perfect home. Mistake number 6 that you want to avoid when buying a home here in Edmonton is not using a real estate agent. I have personal experience with this one too. When we bought our first home several years ago, we didn't use a real estate agent and we regret it to this day. It's part of the reason I got into the industry because I understood that it takes a qualified professional to help make that transaction as seamless as possible. When you use a good real estate agent, you're able to tap into their network of industry professionals, from mortgage lenders to property inspectors to lawyers. A good real estate agent also has a strong understanding of the current real estate market and the neighborhoods in the area so that they can best help you find the right home in the right neighborhood. As a real estate agent here in Edmonton, I work hard to understand the market that we're in and the neighborhoods throughout the Edmonton area so that I can best help my buyers understand where they want to be and what kind of home they want to live in based on their lifestyle and their needs and wants. So whether you're looking to buy your first home, your next home, or your dream home, I want you to reach out to me so that we can come up with a plan on how we can make this as seamless of a transaction as possible. From pre-approval to close, I want to be there to help you get into your perfect fit. The final mistake that you want to avoid when you're buying a house here in Edmonton is waiting too long to do it. There are a million different reasons that people want to buy a real estate, and there are a million different reasons that people procrastinate doing it. Some people want to time the market. They want to wait until it seems like a more favorable market for you to buy a house. Now, one of my favorite expressions is that you don't wait to buy real estate, you buy real estate and wait. If you're trying to time the market and find the perfect low moment to buy, you could be waiting forever. Real estate appreciates year to year. If you don't get into that appreciation, then you could find yourself priced out of your market. Now, Edmonton is still a rather affordable market here in Canada, but we are seeing that prices are starting to trend up through 2021 and 2022. A lot of people might think that that means there's a crash coming, but that's not necessarily the way things work. The real estate market has a lot of room for it to grow upwards here in Edmonton, and you could be waiting for a long time before you see prices come down again. Another reason that people like to put off buying real estate is that they're waiting for 20% down because they hear that's the smartest way to put down a down payment for real estate. Now, here in Canada, for your primary residence, you can put down as little as 5%. Now, if you're waiting to put down 20% and you keep saving up, but year to year to year, you're watching these same properties go for higher and higher prices, 10% appreciation, 15, 20, 50% appreciation. That house that you could have had years ago for 5% down and seen those equity gains, you're now priced out of as well. So there are a million different reasons not to buy real estate right now, but I'm telling you that the number 7 mistake that you want to avoid when you're buying real estate here in Edmonton is to keep putting it off and keep finding those reasons to put it off. Now, I'm not saying that you should buy a house before you feel comfortable or able to do so, but if you're ready to buy a home, then I want you to reach out to me so that we can start this journey for you here. It's time to stop putting off buying your home. Whether, again, it's your first, your next, or your dream home, I'm here to help. Reach out to me, either email, call, or text. I'm available to help you guys out. And if you're interested in knowing everything there is to know about living in Edmonton, subscribe to the channel, click the like button on this video so other people can find this content. And thanks for sticking around to the end. I'll see you guys in the next one.